Welcome in to Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thank you so much for tuning in on a Thursday afternoon. 2 weeks left in the 2022 regular season. Week 17 kicks off this evening. And the Jaguars and Titans, who are obviously set up for a Week 18 AFC South Championship matchup in Duval, TIAA Bank Field, they're taking two different approaches when it comes to how they're handling Week 17. Titans, they're taking on the Cowboys tonight, Thursday Night Football. They're taking on the Cowboys, so they have that contest this evening. The Jags, they're taking on the Texans Sunday at 1 p.m. Titans, they've decided they're going to rest a bunch of their guys. They don't care about Week 17 because it has no impact on their season. They've got to beat the Jaguars in Week 18 in Jacksonville to get into the playoffs. That is their only path forward. They're out of the wild card race. A win against the Cowboys does nothing for them. They're going to start Josh frickin' Dobbs against the Cowboys this evening. Not even starting Malik Willis. The Jags, however, they are still mathematically alive for the wild card. And they plan on attacking this week like any other. They won't rest players, according to Doug Peterson. And Doug said he'll never rest starters. Every game matters. He said that earlier this week. Don't tell Giants fans that, of course. But the Jaguars are going full speed ahead into this week, into Week 17 against the Houston Texans, another division rival here. They've got some injuries that they're worried about of their own, similar to the Titans. The Jaguars do. Trayvon Walker, Foley Fatukasi, both have been out with ankle injuries. You've got Brandon Sheriff, who has an abdomen and ankle injury. Dewey has a shoulder. All these guys, they've been limited, but they're going to try to go this week. Trevor Lawrence has the toe still. He's obviously going to play. Ross Matisick, the Jaguars starting long snapper, he has a little bit of a back injury going on, some back spasms. They signed a guy to the practice squad just in case, but they're going to try to get him to go. The point of all this is the Jaguars are trying to get everyone they can ready for this football game against the Houston Texans in Week 17 because it does give them a better chance of making the postseason. The Jaguars could beat the Texans and lose to the Titans and potentially get in with some help from around the league. All they would need is the Dolphins to lose out, which is possible considering their quarterback situation with Tua. They would need the Jets to lose to the Seahawks, which, again, very possible. And the Bills would have to beat the Patriots, again, very possible. Steelers would need to lose their final two contests. All of that has to happen in conjunction, in unison, probably not the most likely scenario, but still gives the Jaguars an opportunity to make the playoffs if they beat the Texans and lose to the Titans. Obviously, everything is going to be put into beating the Titans in Week 18, but that doesn't mean you don't go into Houston and try to win that game as well. And this franchise needs to beat the Texans. Let's be quite honest, right? Jaguars have not beaten Houston since 2017. Despite the Texans being one of the worst franchises in the league over the last couple of years, the Jaguars have been right there at the bottom of the basement with the Texans as well. But the Jags are now in playoff contention. They've gotten themselves going in the right direction with Doug Peterson, with Trevor Lawrence, the rest of this football team. The Jaguars, they want to beat the Texans, no doubt about it. The franchise needs to beat the Texans. The fans want to beat the Texans. It's been too damn long. But the Jaguars could say, hey, we feel good about our odds against the Titans. We're going to put all our eggs in that basket. That's what the Titans are doing. Which strategy will pay off between these two bitter rivals, between Doug Peterson and Mike Vrabel, the Titans head coach? It might not matter in terms of strategy, in my opinion, because the Jaguars simply look like the better team. As long as you avoid you-know-what's in Houston, the I word, you're fine. But yeah, I can't wait to see how it plays out. Again, the Titans, they play the Cowboys tonight, Thursday Night Football. I highly recommend doing absolutely anything else with your time. But the Jags, they play the Texans Sunday at 1 p.m. in Houston, and a win keeps them alive in the wild card race. It also keeps momentum going. They've won their last 3 games. They've won 4 out of 5. They've won 5 out of 7. Keeping that momentum going into Week 18, I think could be a good play for the Jaguars here. And of course, the Titans are reeling, struggling without Ryan Tannehill, struggling on the defensive side of the ball. Not a lot of playmakers, not a very talented offensive line right now. The Titans look like they're heading in the wrong direction while the Jaguars look like they're ascending. But it's all going to come down to Week 18, the AFC South title game in Duval, TIAA Bank Field, Jaguars versus Titans. We do not know yet when that game will be played. It could be Saturday, could be Sunday. Likely to be flexed to prime time with how much is on the line. So it's going to be a really fun couple weeks here in Jacksonville to see how Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson, and the rest of these Jaguars handle their business. Thank you so much for tuning in, though. I'd like to remind you to follow me on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo, Generation Jaguar at Generation Jag. Hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube. Also hit the notification bell so you don't miss a show on here. If you want to support the channel further, you really enjoy the content, check out genjag.com. You can pick up some Duval gear that helps us grow here. And you can also become a channel member right here on YouTube. And you can check out the perks in the description below. Thank you so much for tuning in, Duval, and have a great rest of your Thursday.